Hello there, this is Joseph Ponnu from Network Marketing Success Magazine, and I have the absolute pleasure of being in the company today of Terry Secrest. Terry has been a long-term network marketeer, and she has helped create so many success stories. You know, every time we speak to her, the passion that flows out is so unmistakable. And beyond that, Terry is also an accomplished author, about which we'll speak as we go along. But let me first of all welcome you, and I really appreciate your taking your time out to speak to our readers and viewers.
It is my absolute pleasure and excitement to be here, Joe.
I know your background and your journey through
absolutely. I began my network marketing career, was not actually really thinking about a profession. I have 3 young children. However, my husband traveled all the time and was never home. We were getting very concerned about how the children were growing up without him. However, people heard about my story and they wanted the product, and I would say, no. I had very small goals during those early years. We didn't have the money for piano lessons. So with my very first, I think it was my first check or second, we were able to start allowing me to have piano lessons.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's wonderful. And I think you mentioned something very important, and that's something I think people should understand out there. Initially, historically, those days when the MLM business was known, the industry was there to go out and sell products.
Yes.
And then it moved on to becoming distributors, where the distributors had to buy certain volume products every month. But today, we are neither way inclined, isn't it? We invite customers to take the product, to buy for themselves, benefit from that product, and remain customers if they choose to, or go on and become business associates and promote them if that is what they want to, isn't it? So there's absolutely no stress, and that's changed the entire game of network marketing, the credibility that goes along with that and so on.
I'm really glad you brought up that point, because if I really look at my clientele list, I'm also a certified wellness coach. So I work with a lot of families on their health issues, and honestly, the majority of my clients just started off as very happy customers with our products, and had, it didn't matter to me whether they became distributors, whether they wanted to build a business. I was just so grateful to be able to change their life and the lives of their family. So I think if we look at what is the value that we can bring to another individual, then that starts to come back to us, in that some people call us up and say, I really want to do this as a business, and wow, it's just like Christmas.
Awesome. I really like that. One is, we senior networkers obviously earning a lot of money.
Yes.
But then the question in most people's minds, especially when they join us, is that only the people at the top who make money? Or what happens to us down the line when we join so late, not necessarily feed on stages and stuff like that. So as an experienced and long-term accomplished networker, do some stories come to your mind? Some of the things that were probably being looked upon as any other industry as hopeless cases, maybe.
Oh, right?
Then in this industry, they become superstars by themselves.
Yes.
And really, as far as I'm concerned, that success, that superstar, has nothing to do with how much of dollars they earn. Absolutely, isn't it? So does something of that come to your mind?
Yes, it does. It does.
Please, if you could share some.
Okay, yes, it does. And I have to say that what Joseph just brought up is, in my opinion, the most exciting part of our industry. And that is, you can come into this industry with just maybe one talent or one skill. For example, with me, I only had one talent, and it was just my love for people. I had no business skills at all. When you come into this industry, it is like going to a 4-year business college for free. And why do I say that? Because when you have your business partners that come in, every single person has completely different skills. I had no computer skills at all. I was actually so afraid of computers that when I got close to one, my heart would start to pound because I was so afraid to open the lid. However, my business partners were so skilled in computers. So I brought to the table 1 or 2 skills. They taught me skills. other distributors taught other skills, and honestly, we started to earn money while we were learning our profession. Now, that does not happen in corporate America. In corporate America, when you're in middle management, the upper management doesn't necessarily want to teach you what they know because they are concerned that you might eventually take their job someday. But in network marketing, in our industry is built on cooperation, not competition. And I love that. And so I had people, I'll give you an example. I had a lady that I met her, and I just knew that she had very good communication skills. And I asked her what she was doing and for the next hour. And she said, you know, I don't really have a schedule, you know, what's going on? And I said, great. I said, because you are going to go on the radio with me. And she said, oh no, I'm not. I said, oh yes, you are. Oh no, I'm not. And sure enough, she went on the radio, and I just coached her a little bit. And she was such a natural, Joseph, that she was so successful, she began to build her network marketing business using the media, incorporating radio and television into her business, using her natural God-given talent. This is an industry where we get to use our natural talents, things that we love to do, to actually build our business, as opposed to swimming upstream like we often have to do in corporate America.
Absolutely. I really love and relate to what you say. But just from a different perspective, you mentioned about a particular lady who had that, you know, the talent of communication.
Yes.
In reality, I'm sure you and I have seen so many people who don't know how to communicate, how to put up the words in the right way, how to give a presentation, how to speak English. Right, English is never the native language, including for myself. And I've seen really people who have had very, very basic qualifications, who have been really working the toilets, cleaning toilets, and entering this industry and starting to earn $10,000, $15,000 a month.
Yes.
I've had a situation of coming across somebody who mentioned that for the entire life, he and his entire family could not afford, you know, to put on any cloth over their chest.
It's amazing. It's
and
amazing.
that particularly on the stage when he was speaking, he said, this is the first shirt I'm wearing in my life.
It's amazing.
All thanks to network marketing. So regardless of who you are, what is your qualification, what's your background, you know, what are your skill sets, nothing matters.
It's so true.
Because the whole industry is there to back it up and coach you and stuff like that.
You know, yes, and let me just give an example, if I may. I come from a family of talkers, Joseph. Everyone talks and no one listens, you know. And I was the youngest of 5 children. So if you're the youngest of 5, you have to talk louder to try to be heard, and you have to, you know, really make a fuss to try to be heard. So when I got into network marketing, I had no listening skills. I didn't know how to listen to people. So what I decided to do was to start to read every book that I could read, listen to every tape that I could read. I remember listening to the Bob Proctor series on listening. And that series on listening changed my life. And my income went from this level to this level based on just that one series of tapes, learning how to listen from my heart to other people. And so another little tip just to listen for your readers is, I like to read every single book 3 times. I read the book through, just read it all the way through. The second time, I like to read it with a yellow highlighter and highlight the important points. And the third time, I like to only read those yellow highlighted points. By the time I read that book 3 times, it gets into my spirit and helps me to change maybe a habit that's not so good into a habit that's really good, that's going to help me in my business.
That's an incredible tip. I'm going to try to do that myself.
It's very fun.
And talking about reading books, that takes me to your recent book. You know, Ms. Secrest has also brought out a book titled How to Be a Stunning Success in Network Marketing. And isn't that what all of us want? You know, I have indeed had a glimpse through this. I honestly have not been able to read the entire book, but I do love what I'm seeing. What I would like to ask you is, what brought you what drove you to writing this book? What did you have in mind when you were writing this book?
Thank you.
And what exactly can network marketers expect to
Yes.
read and learn and apply from this book?
There's two purposes of which I wrote the book. The purpose number one is for people to have a roadmap of what to do when they very first start their business. They go, I don't know what to do. This is a roadmap for the beginner. The second purpose is to have a tool that people can hand to someone. If you said, Terry, tell me about your business, tell me about network marketing. It's hard when you're a beginner to know how to talk about your business and your industry. So this is a tool that you can give someone and say, you can read this in 2 hours. Why don't you have a look at this and then let's talk tomorrow, or let's talk the day after tomorrow. The third purpose of the book, however, is I wanted people to understand that they can be a very ordinary person, just like I was. I was a stay-at-home mom with 3 little children, very few skills. And when you apply yourself to our industry, you can become an extraordinary person with an extraordinary life and a beautiful, abundant income. And I tell people, the truth of it is, if you're stingy before you come into our industry, and then suddenly you're making a lot of income, you're still going to be stingy. But if you are grateful for everything that you have, and if you have a giving heart before you have money, you will also be that way afterwards. So I say to people, you know what? Just start giving it away right now. Even if you only have $1, that's all you have. Start giving it away right now, and you will be ready to receive financial abundance when it comes to you.
Wow. I was not really expecting that. That's really so true, because they say success really starts happening when our gratitude comes really from within.
Yes.
And the analogy of what you said, if I may mention, is let's assume somebody is coming, outside your window and asking for whatever, and you open the window just a little bit and try to give it through that small gap. The air that is going to come in is only so less.
Yes.
But if you throw the window wide open and stretch out your hand and give whatever you're giving, the air is going to be so abundantly coming into your house and yourself as well. So that's exactly what you said, and I'm so happy you mentioned that.
Yes,
so
thank you. Thank you.
I always admire honest people. Authors such as yourself, who are working towards the benefit and upliftment of this industry. Because the success of the industry is not about your success, my success, and a handful of people's success. It's about so many people finding success.
Yes.
For that, I really congratulate you and appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
So, moving on, you said you've been in the industry for 19 years.
Yes.
And I'm sure you've seen a lot of changes.
Yes.
The conventional methods of doing network marketing and the modern, generation Y technologies that have come in and all. Where do you fit in? What kind of, strategies do you use?
Yes.
And where do you think there should be a balance between what people should be using or not using?
Absolutely. I really believe that people should use whatever their strong suit is to build. If their strong suit is not the internet, they may be swimming upstream to try to do that. However, having said that, you must become a certain amount proficient in the internet. You cannot do your business. I became a diamond in my company without a computer. It's ridiculous. I would never tell anyone else to do that. But back in the days when I was first starting to build, we lived on a horse ranch and we had no other option. So you must be aware of the industry. You must be proficient in the internet. But if you're a real people person, then build it that way.
Wonderful. It's been a pleasure speaking to you, Terry.
Thank you so
and
much.
I do thank you for taking the time out for our readers and subscribers. I'm sure they've learned a lot. They're going to grow a lot because of this. And once again, thank you for bringing out such a wonderful book. And how many people get access to this book?
My book just came out. It's been already published in German. It's being translated into Spanish right now. It's only been out for a couple of months, so it's very exciting.
Great. All right. So wonderful again, and thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.